Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. We're also live in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM, and on Facebook we're streaming live also on over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM in Cape Coast, Radio Max in Takrade, Gangar FM in Jirapanke, Kelly Radio in Ho. You can also go on our digital platforms, that's Spotify.com app and also myjoyonline.com. In this edition, couple beats 4-year-old daughter to death for bedwetting at Enchi Yakase in the Western North region. We have details of that. Joy News investigations uncover how children trafficked for 1,000 Ghana cedis to work on cocoa farms at Elokrom in the Western North region.
But I stopped schooling when they brought me here. What class were you at? I was in class 6.
No, class 7.
No, class 6.
We'll bring you details of our latest hotline documentary, Children in Cocoa Labor. Barely 3 months to end of SIM re-registration exercise, hundreds of subscribers remain in long queues at various mobile operator shops in parts of the country.
It's
like you're going to spend the whole day here and you might probably not even get the opportunity to do it. So I don't know.
We're live on the ground. Also coming up, 6 days of multiple industrial actions. This afternoon, government's biggest headache is to find a way to bring peace to the industrial front.
I will crave everybody's indulgence. This will not grind the nation. He respects labor. He will meet them that the engine of Ghana, that is the workers, are happy.
We have sports.
Media reports in the Netherlands suggest Ajax will not release Mohamed Kudus for AFCON 2021. But head coach Milovan Ravaj insists he is the future of the national team.
We have that and more in this edition of the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. Many thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. This afternoon, Salome Otaku and her husband, Effa Donaldson, who live at Enchi Yakase in the Awing municipality of the Western North region, have beaten their daughter to death. Guess what? For bedwetting. That's according to the police there. Enchi Divisional Commander ACP Henry Bacho, who confirmed the incident to Joy News, said the suspects caned their 4-year-old daughter, Francisca Etute, till she fell unconscious. He said the girl was rushed to our Win Community Clinic but died while receiving treatment.
Police had information that the couple named Salome Etute and Daniel Effa, they beat their 4-year daughter and she fell unconscious. And then she was rushed to the Awin Community Clinic at New York Castle. While she was taking treatment, she passed on. But the couple decided to go and hide the body in their room, covered with ajampo leaves, expecting to bury the child in the night. So when we had the information, we went there and it was true. So we picked them together with the body to Enchi. The body is deposited at a government hospital in Enchi here, and the husband and the wife are in our custody for investigation. We heard from the suspects was that the disease, what is the name? Okay, the diseased girl used to urinate in the night, and they tried to punish her by using hot water. She sat on hot water. Then that one doesn't serve them right, and they whipped her and broke her arm, and then she was rushed, and she fell unconscious. She was rushed to the hospital, our Wing Community Hospital at New York, where she died.
That's the Enchi Divisional Commander, ACP Henry Bacho there. Let's bring in Natalia Kwanza. She's been monitoring this for us. In fact, there are two stories that she's been following up on in the region, both in the Western North region and Western region. But let's start with this particular issue. We're told that the couple are in the custody of the police while the body of the deceased has been deposited at the Enchi Government Hospital for autopsy. But Ina, I'm sure you've been interacting with residents, those who know this couple amongst others. Has it been established if indeed this girl, Francisca Itute, is actually their biological daughter?
Well, yes, residents that we spoke to said that indeed the girl is their daughter, and they are surprised at the extent at which they came this girl for its result to her. The police commander has also said that they are investigating to be subsequently arranged before court.
Well, Ina, thanks for that one. Well, we'll be following up on it, a rather disturbing situation. But you've been following up on this issue also in court today. The woman who was supposed to have faked her pregnancy, amongst others, and kidnapping. Today you were in court. Let's talk about it.
Yes, Amanda. So today they started the trial case. It began today. And then when the husband, Michael Simons, was called and then cross-examined by the lead counsel, lawyer Philip Fifi Bachman, he said that he had seen his wife's naked belly from the first month to the 10th month when she moved to live with her mother at the old John Saba Road here in Takoradi. And the mother of the lady, Agnes Asa, was also called. Today, two witnesses were called. So after court, speaking to lawyer Fifi Bachman, let's listen to what he said.
There hasn't been any surprise. They brought their statements, and I had to subject those statements through fire. That's what we call cross-examination. So I am trying to discredit what they have said. I'm trying to discredit them, that they are not witnesses to be believed by the court. And also what they have said is not to be believed by the court. And we are just, trying to ensure that the law takes its course. That's all.
At the point you accuse the prosecutor.
So that's lawyer Fifi Bachman. Ina, do we know when next they are supposed to appear in court, amongst others?
Yes, so they would appear on the 13th of January.
That's Natalia Kwanza there, reporting on two stories for us from the Western North region, where a couple, we're told, Salome Otaku and her husband, Effa Donaldson, have beaten their 4-year-old daughter to death for bedwetting. Amongst others, she had to sit on hot water and then also broke her arm in the process. She was rushed to the hospital and died whilst receiving treatment. Also, we're bringing you latest from the court on this particular fake kidnapping incident. The husband today has been testifying in court, saying that he saw his wife's belly from the first month all the way to the 10th month before she moved from their residence to live with her mother. There's more of these stories on my joy9.7.com. You can read details, but we'll stay a while longer in the Western North region because let me take you to the year 1442, nearly 600 years ago. I don't know where you were, but that's when the European arrived in the then Gold Coast and started the transatlantic slave trade. Between 1500 and 1866, as many as 1.2 million people had been sold, usually for a pittance, and then shipped to Europe, North America, Brazil, and other parts of the world to be used as slaves. The slaves were mainly forced to work under compulsion and in inhumane conditions. Well, that ended hundreds of years ago, and the slave masters have long gone. Gold Coast is now Ghana. Mobile phones have been invented, and lots of other great inventions have taken place as civilization reaches its peak. But right here in Ghana, people continue to trade in humans, or shall I say, rent human beings. It's happening on cocoa farms at Eluo Krum in the Western North region. In the latest Joy News Investigations or Hotline documentary, Kwetinate speaks to masters and their victims, some of whom have also been forced out of school.
Rashida was trafficked from Chereponi by Musa. She was in class 6 at a basic school in Chereponi.
I haven't been here for long. I've not served a year yet. I was, however, here earlier and served my old master for 4 years. What did Musa tell your parents before bringing you? The negotiation was between Musa and my parents.
Working long hours is not new to Rashida. She says she has served 4 years already under her old master. She was just 11. She is now serving for 1,000 Ghana cedis, which will be paid to her parents. There is no intention of her master sending her to school.
I was in school at Tripoli, but I stopped schooling when they brought me here. What class were you at? I was in class 6.
No, class 7. Now you were class 6.
Another girl the investigative team came across is Memuna. She's serving 4 years for an amount of 1,200 Ghana cedis. She was also brought from Trepone by the same Musa. When she isn't hawking on the streets of Eluokrum, she assists with weeding on the cocoa farms.
I'll be here for 4 years. I was brought here in April.
You heard the excerpts of our latest hotline documentary, Children in Cocoa Labor. It will air on Monday, January 10 at 8:30 a.m. Also on the Super Morning Show. That's at 8:30 a.m. on the Super Morning Show and 8:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel. You don't want to miss it.
You see, because for cheap, me my buff from Tuesday, Nazon and got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's too much. Kuma yakamata yanzunda iwana arrangement aje kujera.
It's the fourth wave of the COVID-19 pandemic in Ghana, with the virus spreading many times faster than it was when a lockdown was imposed in this country. This is the time when hundreds of people are rather gathering at offices of telecommunications companies seeking to get their SIM cards re-registered. Government requires all mobile phone users to register their SIM cards with their biometric data by March or have them disconnected from telecommunications service. But this process has been slow, leading to long queues, many already frustrated in parts of the country. Manuel Krantik has been monitoring the situation in Accra. He joins us on the line with more. First off, Manuel, where have you been and what's the scene where you are?
Well, so MFR, I've been at the Ring Road office of MTN. I've been at the headquarters of like the head office of Airtel. I've been at Vodafone offices and all of that. At the MTN office, there are long queues with people looking really stranded. I've seen people who stated they've been at the office for as long as 5 hours. Some of them came as early at 5 a.m. in anticipation of being able to register or re-register their SIMs. But that has not happened. We're told that the system that they're using to run the re-registration is down. And this is particularly predominant at the MTN office. At the Airtel head office that I visited, everything seems to be moving quite smoothly in quite the opposite fashion as what I saw in the MTN office at NFA.
Maybe I already started chef. Maybe about 5 o'clock. I better like the dealer is why we start 8. Buy almost a network. And they do. Near Jirajana, how more carriers so such. And passes in Nayawa, a free Nima, and I ever drain line. So, I will line in Musa, I see network in India. It's a trout and say, it be a bebana, young man. We do around 6 o'clock. I saw like almost really yellow.
Process is too stressful. I mean, like, can't they kind of sort it out with the merchants or something? Like when you buy your SIM and you register. I don't know. Like coming here, the line isn't moving. People have been here from like 4 a.m. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening. I'm told the network is down or something. So it's like you're going to spend the whole day here and you might probably not even get the opportunity to do it. So I don't know.
I guess you've been finding out from the telecommunications companies what exactly is causing the delay. What did they tell you?
So, MFR, what we're told by the officials who are attending to the subscribers is that the system that they are using for the re-registration is down. And this system, we're told, is an NCA-sponsored platform, which all of the telcos are actually using. They will not go on record with us and give us details of this particular platform, but our sources say that this is a platform that has been built by Kelny GBG for the National Communications Authority, which in turn is making the telcos use of the re-registration process. So for now, the explanation that we've gotten, at least from the places that we have visited, is that the platform that the NCA has approved to be used for the re-registration is down.
Okay, so whilst people are gathering to register, you've been interacting with others who can't even be bothered. What exactly did they tell you?
Well, these people are mostly workers, 8 to 5 workers who are busy in their offices and so on and so forth. They say that they will not have the time to go join these long queues in quite a chaotic fashion as we've seen in the past couple of days. They are asking that if it's possible, the authorities flashing out, other modalities to have the agents possibly visit them in their offices or use other alternatives to get them re-registered without having to necessarily visit the offices.
After the first part that you do on your phone, you'd have to go to the service provider's office to do a biometric registration and picking of fingerprints and all. I really don't have a problem with that. But now, some of us are 9 to 5 workers. As at the time the offices are opened for the registration, we are at work. As at the time they are closed, that's when we also close. And so I don't know how that's going to be possible. I feel there should be some provision made for such people, because it really isn't our fault that we won't be able to go to the offices to get our SIMs registered and get our biometric registration done. I would ask that something be done about it for 9 to 5 workers. I mean, most of us are willing. We just don't have the means to. So I really would ask that something be done about it, a provision be made for us, even if it's a few hours during the weekend, that they'll come to work so that we who work from 9 to 5 will be able to register. I think we could do that.
Some customers there interacting with my colleague Manuel Cranting on the SIM card re-registration and the chaos surrounding it. Well, the Employment Ministry is this afternoon saying it is confident of resolving all labour agitations that have rocked the government barely a week into the new year. At least 4 labour unions have either embarked on a strike action, that's an industrial action, or served notice of doing so. They include the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, and Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEU, and registered anaesthetists. The impact of the action is being felt in some quarters. For example, the anaesthetist strike has put doctors at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital under intense pressure. We'll hear from the head of anesthesia and intensive care directorate at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Professor Akwesi Entrikusi. He's been recounting the impact and contingency measures. Well, the Employment Ministry has, in the last 24 hours, been holding separate meetings with these agitating unions, and also already reached an agreement with TEU. We're also told an agreement has been reached with CTAG also. They've called off that strike. The Ghana Association of Registered Anaesthetists has also called off its strike following assurance by the ministry that licensing issues of concern will be addressed. Deputy Employment and Labour Relations Minister Bright Rekubobe says government hopes to equally reach such agreement with other unions and those who may agitate in the future. We'll get to hear from him shortly.
Very high optimism here in the ministry, and we've been doing it. These agitations would come because we are in a social setting. Whatever it is, even the teeth and the tongue, they fight. So sometimes some of these things is give and take, and they are negotiations. And because of liquidity challenges and so on, when they come, we have to sit down, and it also involves lots of ministries. It is not only our ministry that resolves these. We do it in tandem with Ministry of Finance and the mother ministries. I would crave everybody's indulgence and pray that we are optimistic and hope that this will not grind the nation. We will do that. My Minister Bafwewa is on top of these matters. He respects labor. He will meet them. We will have discussions and then ensure that the engine of Ghana, that is the workers, are happy and everybody is going about his normal duty.
As the Deputy Employment and Labour Relations Minister, Bright Rekubrobe, this is the Midday News. We are on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, it's live on Love 99.5 FM. Our top stories in this edition: couple beats 4-year-old daughter to death for bedwetting at Ainchi Yakasi in the Western North region. We'll be hearing from the police on it. And the latest Joy News investigations has uncovered how children are trafficked for 1,000 Ghana cedis to work on cocoa farms at Eluokrom in the Western North region. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we have sport.
Hey, Everkoku, what brings you to my house this early morning? I hope all is well.
All is never well with me, Nick Bakbo. After paying 3 times for the land for my project, the construction workers are now giving me wahala. From material overestimation to small stealing. I am tired.
I told you so, Everkoku.
It's all because you are trying to become builders when you're corporate workers and business people. Edlum has products tailored to meet your needs. Villas 3 at Amrahia, where there are finished homes. Conveniente, also at Amrahia, where it's contemporary but super affordable apartments. Prices start from $35,000. And the Avant-Garde, located in Adrigano, which has sleek luxury apartments. For more information, please visit edlumhousing.com or simply call 0270-166-166. Edlum Housing, where spacious homes cost less.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. Let's do sports. Move down.
Ghana head coach Milovan Rajvaj says Mohamed Kudus is one of the most important players he needs for the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon. And this, according to media reports in Netherlands, Mohamed Kudus might not be available, but Milo insists Mohamed Kudus is the future of the Black Stars and must be available.
For this competition, we can register more than 23 players, which is usual. We can go up to 28. So we all know the quality of Mohamed Kudus, and he's definitely future of Ghanaian football and African football. He's playing for the strong team in Europe, for Ajax. So we know how much he can contribute to the team, and we are ready to wait for him, because he can help us at some stage when we feel that he's fit to step in and help us, because he has the quality and
to have him
around. It's a big competition, so we will monitor the situation about his injury. He started training, and we will see when he's fit, he can step in, and he has the ability to make the difference. So we had to take this into consideration, and we are ready to wait. He's always very competitive. He's always motivated, to play for his country. So it's important to have him around us.
Important to have Kudus around. Would he be available? Well, this question will be answered when the tournament starts.
Are you registering a new vehicle this year?
Not yet.
Oh, but this one is a simple answer. Okay, thank you very much. Well, some people are registering, and the DVLA has announced that customers will now have the option of starting their vehicle registration online and remotely. In previous years, owners had to present their vehicles at any DVLA office and join long queues for the completion of paperwork. Some new vehicle owners who have been to register their vehicles without any problems say the process is less stressful. They spoke to my colleague Michael Ashali.
Registering my car. Yes, the process is quite smooth. You are from here, you are going to this place. From here, you are going to the next place. But the problem is that I've been here for about 2 days, and today is a day that I'm getting my plate. But this process is smooth. It goes. I believe that because the year has started and a lot of people are registering their car. That is why there is a lot of queues over here. But under normal circumstances, I believe it will go smoothly. And the process is good. It's good. It's good.
Well, that's some customers there interacting with Michael Ashali. Let's bring in my colleague Nanaya Ojima, who's been monitoring the situation in the Ashanti region as well. Nanaya, please walk us through the process as you've been interacting with residents there.
So it's been very smooth for the people
who are here to register their vehicles today. And according to them, when you come, there's a process that you have to follow. Just join the queue and go through the process, and it's very smooth for them. Most of them had brought their vehicles here earlier for them to be inspected. That's the previous year, for them to be inspected. So they are done with the paperwork. They only come and present their documentation and go through the process. And in 2 or 3 hours, they have their new number plate and ready to drive their vehicles away.
Well, so largely you would say that the process has been smooth, isn't it?
Exactly so.
Okay, that's my colleague Nanaya Jima there interacting with us on the situation in the Ashanti region. Now, they were established as a place to reform crime perpetrators in society. However, the overwhelming numbers of suspects and convicts have rather made it a living hell, ranging from insanitary living to pouncing on unhealthy meals. This is the fate of every convict or suspect in Ghana. Living conditions in majority of Ghana's prisoners are more torturous than the hard labor the inmates endure. In an attempt to rid the prisons of its present worsening conditions, Samson Ladia Nyenene, together with some colleague lawyers, embarked on a project themed Prison Change with Samson Ladi. There's more in this report.
The collective inmate capacity of Ghana's prison is 9,945. This is not even at its best standards. Data checks indicate as of December 6, 2021, 13,602 inmates were presently crammed into Ghana's prisons. Not only do these inmates have to endure sleepless nights in a steamed prison cell, they also must subject themselves to insanitary conditions and feed on 1 Ghana cedis 80 pesos meal allowance per day. Project lead for the Prison Change Project, lawyer Samson Ladi Ayenene, shares his motivation for the initiative.
The Constitution has made provision that you are not subjected to inhumane treatment even if you have perpetrated a crime.
You shouldn't go through degrading and inhuman treatment.
My team and I will ensure you don't leave here the same. Also, we will make sure you are equipped with vocational skills.
As of 2021, 1,526 people in Ghanaian prisons were remanded into custody. The figure represents a decrease in comparison to 2015 when close to 2,400 prisoners awaited trial while serving in prisons in Ghana. As part of the long-term goals of the project, lawyer Samson and his team members seek to offer legal assistance to suspects on remand.
My name is Namfo lawyer for. So far, many omumu beye edu eni edi nkomo ana omubuwa me.
I have spoken to 10 of my colleague lawyers who are willing to assist those on remand. Legally, you are not to stay in the prisons. We are putting in place measures to support you.
And so, bibinti ena abanisa ebi oha remand abaye warranted nipa no baye no kra na expire so no da so remand. Yeah, nhyehyɛ a lawyer for no bi ebetu omo ho esi ho na sebe umre du senke yede wo court ya amfa wa nko court ana sebe uni lawyer ni enti na unhu se ne obeka wa asem kakra bi a ebetu ya aboa wo no ye beboa na ye de aka wa asem na wa asem no etu atwa.
The project team, under the Follow Me to the Prison This Christmas event, donated toiletries, food and medical items to the Kumasi Central Prisons in celebration of the festive season.
And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Living Word with Pastor Mensah Otabil is up next.
Some of the time we will pray for the feedback-ridden voice to ring incessantly in all of our ears so the multimedia quality can be kept above the clouds. And some of the time we will hope that we will never sleep on this legacy created by our dear Elvis. So in utmost humility, oh dear Lord, we, the sons and daughters, are tempted to ask the Father, why did you not listen to our prayerful cry? And drenched in the heartbreak, our sore vocal cords almost chant WHY for the once fluid river Koku Bonywede Elvis of living water has eternally run dry. Dear Elvis, may you journey well. And to the 3 strong children, I just want you to know that I had my experience 18 years ago, and the good Lord did it for me.
Thank you.
And so, He will do it for you as well. May the good Lord keep all of us together. And may the good Lord bless everybody. And keep the widow and the children and the frail mother strong. Amen.
Amen.